Hi, Vicky from Love Lines here, where relationships matter to us because we want to bring it to what God has said in His Word. Today, we are looking at episode 3, which is like blood to veins, communications keep our lives sustained. I believe you've been enjoying our previous episodes, and today I'll not be doing this alone. I have wonderful people here who are going to be doing this with me, and Miriam from Love Lines is here, and with Felicia, our in-house counselor here at Love Lines.
Hello.
And our guest is an IT specialist and a pastor from People of Vision, and he's been married for 4 years. And our quote for today, again, is like blood to the vein, communication keeps love sustained. This is a very interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, communication can never be overemphasized in any relationship, whether physically, spiritually, at the workplace. Wherever you find yourself, you must say something. If you don't say something, the relationship will never, ever grow. And so today, this is what we are going to be talking about. Off the top of your head, Pastor, when we say love, I mean, communication is like blood to the vein. How do you see it? What do you think about it?
Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you once again for inviting me to be part of this initiative. Communication is very, very important. In fact, for me, I believe there are 3 key things in marriage: communication, finances, money, and then sex.
Okay. Communication, finances, and sex. Okay.
Yes. And if I'm to put these 3 very essential things to the body, like the human body, I would say that communication is like the heart of the human body. Yes. I know there have been a number of stories out there that finances is the most, this one is the most. Like I said, they are very important. But for me, I've realized that communication really affects these 2. Okay. And it's very, very essential because what even is communication? I believe that communication, the essence of communication is to move people to action.
Okay.
So in a godly marriage, you want to ensure that your partner and even yourself are being moved towards the right way according to God's word in your marriage.
Yeah, I believe so. So communication is the heartbeat of our marriages. I think there should be a quote. Communication is the heartbeat of the marriage.
Yeah.
What do you have to say?
Okay, so I'm going back to the quote, like blood to the veins. Communication keeps love sustained. I like the rhyming. It's very deep actually, because blood and the veins, without the veins, blood has no place. Like, where would it pass for the organs to function? And so communication is that effective in our relationships and our godly marriages.
And maybe just to add to what she said, even with God, in our relationship with God, God knows everything about us, the beginning and the end of our lives. He still tells us to pray to Him and to ask Him for everything we need. So even Him, He says we should pray and then communicate. How much more as easier mortal? Yeah, so it's key to communicate in our relationships. Yeah.
So it's very important. I mean, we have all emphasized the importance of communication in any relationship, and especially in godly relationships and marriages. People are still finding it's very hard, one, to communicate consistently, to communicate for people to understand. And people are communicating, but they are being misunderstood. Is there anything like over communication or under communication?
Okay. Once again, let me take it from my perspective. Okay. Usually or generally, we will say that if you talk too much, that is over communication. There is something like over communication, usually. Because there can be points where even your partner or your wife or your husband can say something again and again and again.
And you just get tired of hearing
it. I'll be very tired. So even with just this example, we can say that there is an instance called over communication, because the person is talking more than you need to hear. But then I would want to say that let's change that perspective.
Okay.
Why is your partner saying the thing
Over and
again
over and over.
and again and again? It's because you are not hearing.
Yeah.
It's because you are not
It
listening.
could also be that you're not communicating. I mean, communicating is not just talking.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So instead of we just saying that, oh, there's instance of over communication, I want us to change our mindset so that you don't put the blame on the other party. That the other party is the one rather talking too much. But I want you to change that perspective, or I want people to change that perspective that there is not over communication. Rather, it's because either the person is not talking well or you are not listening. So if you get to that point where the person says the thing and you're becoming tired, you can now sit down and look at the situation very well.
So let me quickly jump to Miriam. With the influx of all these social media tools, how can we use that to effectively communicate in our relationship?
Yeah, so like you said, we have a lot of social media tools now. We have WhatsApp, we have X, Snapchat for the Gen Z. We have some people who travel for as long as a month or two, or even a week, and they feel like, oh, because I'm far away, she's fine. I mean, she knows where I am, or he knows where I am. So if we don't talk, it's okay. But then at least you can just send a quick message, just let the person know how you are doing, check up on the person, or even give some timely updates. Okay, I'm going here, we are done with this meeting, we are done with that. So yeah, so you don't always have to stick to face-to-face communication. You can make use of social media to also keep, the communication alive in your relationship or marriage.
And I believe that will solve the problem of under communication, especially when partners are always traveling from one point to the other. I mean, in this economy, people don't hardly sit at one place.
Yeah.
Very busy. I mean, we all grew up differently, and we all have different attachment styles, different personalities. I mean, we have different backgrounds generally. Do you think that people's attachment styles affect how they communicate?
Yes, definitely. Attachment styles come to play in the sense that depending on the bond or the nurturing, the extent to which that bond was strengthened right from childhood, it could influence the extent to which someone would want to be independent or would want to be interdependent in a relationship or would want to be passive, like just keep quiet, swallow things in just so that the partner will be pleased. So when it comes to attachment, for some partners, one may be in a situation where you're in a relationship with someone or married, and the person is like, why are you almost always checking up on me? Why can't you just stay away for some hours or days? Perhaps it's because the attachment style of that person differs from yours. When it comes to the anxious attachment style, there are 4 of them. The ideal one is a secure attachment. In that case, there's that sense of calm and confidence, interdependency. The partner is able to depend on you and you don't feel burdened. But when it has to do with the anxious, the avoidance or the fearful avoidance, those are the ones with attachment that has to be worked on. So I just stated an example of being in a relationship with a partner who is always complaining, you are not checking up on me, what have I done to you? That indicates an attachment style which has some form of clinginess or overdependence. The person fears abandonment, that if I don't hear from you, then it's a big deal. So attachment styles is a big deal when it comes to communication.
So if you're saying that communication is blood or the heartbeat of the marriage, and I have this attachment style, what can I do to be able to improve it? Either from, if I am the one who has, what can my partner do? Or what can I do for myself to be able to help us to overcome that challenge?
Seeking professional support can help you to identify your attachment style. And then when you get to know yours, you can encourage your partner to also know his or hers. And then both of you will work together on the downsides of each of these attachment styles and then work together to develop each other or meet each other halfway.
Can I make a comment?
Sure, a quick one.
Sometimes I also think it's the lack of knowledge.
Okay.
Yes.
So the Bible states it.
Yeah. And lack of knowledge might do to perish. I had a friend whose first relationship didn't work because he didn't know that when you are in a relationship, a godly one, of course, and you are supposed to check up. He thinks that 1 week, 2 weeks, once a call, one call in 2 weeks is fine to the relationship. He never knew. But as he was very now, knowledge has now taught him, has come to him. So I think knowledge, getting to know that it's very important also helps.
Okay.
I was supposed to add one last thing. So I think sometimes it's also about how your partner sees what you have to say. Sometimes if you're with someone who is always harsh towards you, like even when there's a challenge and the person's trying to communicate and act like with a very harsh reaction, it makes it difficult for them to even speak about stuff.
Yeah.
So they end up bottling up a lot of things, and then that also affects communication. So to the other side, I mean, if your partner is communicating, even if it's a difficult topic to discuss, let's be open-minded and receive it with grace.
Yeah.
Sure. Wow. This has been an interesting discussion. And in wrapping up, if we are saying that communication is a habit of every marriage, I like that statement so because it really portrays the truth and that I'm looking at even a relationship with God. If you don't talk for Him, you can't, and you don't even develop the ability to hear Him speak to you for yourself. You'll not be able to grow in Him. And so for our marriages and our relationships to thrive, it means that we must really learn how to communicate with each other. And you must know that the communication arts that works in my marriage may not work in yours as well.
Yeah.
So you need to keep learning.
Unique.
And so in wrapping up, what will be your last words, Pastor? 30 seconds.
Let's say, okay, I would say that first of all, if you are watching and you are either in a relationship or you're in marriage, first of all, have it at the back of your mind and at the bottom part of your heart that communication is very important, and I must do everything in my part to ensure that I am consistently working towards it. Very, very important. If you accept it in your heart, because there are some people who have still not accepted that it is that important. Oh, come on. I'm going for a meeting. You know, I'm traveling to Nigeria. So I'm going. Whatever I'm doing now, do I tell you? Some husband or some wife are playing that way, or some people in relationships. So if you agree in your heart, it is very, very important. That is when you all the things you are saying, you didn't listen. So very important. The second thing I'll add is that in building consistency in communication, let's have agreed timelines.
Sure.
Let's have agreed timeline.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So what I would say is that being in a relationship, it's a partnership. The way I used to be or the way things used to work for me changes the moment I come into contact and I agree to be in a relationship. And so please, as much as possible, adjust or work on yourself and be able to enjoy your relationship.
Nah. You don't assume because you are the vocal one, you should also communicate, and that's like, so know your partner, even if it's just a few words, but it's consistent. Just adjust and then accept the person as they are.
This has been a very insightful discussion. All I want to bring to bear is the fact that communication is very important. If we are likening it to blood, then it means that just imagine someone in an operation room and the person is running out of blood. The person can die if blood does not come in time. And so your relationship can die, your marriage can die if you are not communicating well, you are not communicating right, you are not communicating enough, or you are miscommunicating. And so this episode, those shorts, just seeks to let you know and to understand that it is very, very important to learn how to communicate. And always know that your partner, who is the person of focus, you can reach the person in any way. It doesn't always have to be physical. We have discussed using social media tools and all these technology to your advantage. Today's episode has been sponsored by Anho Media, Air Al Cuisine, and then Oma Fell Ventures. We want to say a very big thank you also to all the people who have supported us. God bless you and watch out for our next episode.